Kind of in a similar situation as when you were rising 204 with your first Olympic gold medal. Have you any recommendations to her to what she has to take care about it when you were young and winning your first titles? You have won so many then afterwards.
Elaine, she's in good hands, and she just has to stay focused, stay humble, keep working hard, stay hungry, and just keep working hard and see what God has in store for her.
Okay. Thank you very much. I would like to give the opportunity to you to ask questions.
Elaine, we just heard, of course, the encouragement from BCB. You're coming here as the double sprint champion from the Olympic Games. What exactly is your motivation at this stage of the season, having already won double gold in Rio?
I mean, my motivation coming here, it's a good lineup. Looking back at the 200-meter finals in Rio, well, to me, the only person who was missing would be Allyson Felix there. So to come here and line up with her, competing with my second time, because last year, the first time running with at 200 was, I think, in Brussels, yes. So running with her again, that'd be motivation to compete with all four. So tomorrow will be exciting for me, sure.
Other questions?
Allyson, can you talk about the response you've gotten in the U.S. following the Olympics, becoming the most decorated female track athlete in history?
Yeah, it's great to go back home and just a really warm reception. It's always fun, when the Olympics come around, because track and field is not, one of the major sports in the U.S. So it's nice to see people appreciate the sport and learn more about it, and hopefully have a greater following. So it's been fun for me to just return home.
A question for Elaine and Dafne, with all due respect to the other two. The sport's already looking for what it's got, post-London and after Usain Bolt leaves. Is your kind of rivalry something that can help, fill the gap, get the crossover beyond that high school experience, racing against each other regularly, pushing for maybe getting closer to that 200 world record time?
Yeah. For me, it's always fun to run with all of these girls. I love to compete and do all the competitions together. I like that, and that's the most fun part of my job. And it's very nice to compete with Elaine. We're the same age, and it's very cool.
To add on that, what Schippers just said, Usain is Usain. So, for us, the ladies, to go out there and compete just as well as the men. So, we're looking forward for some support towards a female as how they support the male. So, competing that well, we need some support from everybody just like the men. So, we're happy competing, so we need the support as well.
Veronica, you're actually competing at the top level for such a long time. This was a trying season for you. First of all, do you still think at this stage of your career there are lessons to be learned? And if that's the case, what do you have taken away from this season?
We're always learning. We can never stop learning unless we are no longer existing. And my setbacks always motivate me. And I've had a lot of struggles this season. I really don't normally put my struggles out there. And so I just keep working hard, and I'm still passionate about the sport. That's the most important part of it. I still feel strong, still feel fast. I feel as young as ever. And so I'm excited to see what God has in store for me for the next couple of seasons.
So I have one more question to Dafne. You're writing a food blog with your sister, and Zurich is quite famous for the food for the athletes. So how do you rate us as an expert?
It's very good. I like the food here. It's very good meat with very good food, and yeah, I like that.
Okay, thank you much. Any other questions? Yeah.
Elaine, spoke to your coach after your 200 meters in Rio. He thinks that you still have a lot left in your legs and you can still go very fast. Do you have a time in your head? I mean, how fast do you think you can go at this point?
Honestly, that is a tough question, but I don't know how much faster I can go because running 21.66, that was a shock for me. Because honestly, I really don't like 200, but I'll see how fast I can go down in the season, in the future.
Okay. Any more questions? Yes, Monica.
Yeah, perhaps Elaine, tell us a little bit about your last race in Lausanne. You had to start 2 times. How was that?
I mean, that was my first experience running 100 in one day. It's not a championship, but I mean, I didn't let that get to me. I heard the first gun, but everybody was running, so I stopped. Then I go again, but I guess they were just focused in that race, so they went straight down. But I heard, so I stopped, but that didn't get to me, so I just went back to the line and get back my focus in shape and go again.
Do you train like that? Fast?
Well, sometime in training we want to get we do block starts or we have something training called flies. So based on the rest period, sometimes 1 minute, so you really get that endurance up. So sometimes we do that in training, yes.
Give us another question. Dafne, after a couple of weeks since Rio, did you think back to the 200 is more like the joy of winning the silver medal, or still a little bit of disappointing because it could have been a gold and it was a silver?
Yeah, that's a good question. Sometimes I'm very happy, and sometimes I thought, okay, I hope to do more in Rio, but I had some struggles last year, and I think when you ask me 2 years before and people say, okay, you are the world champion and you have the silver medal in the Olympics, then I'm a very happy person, I think, and I never believed that then before this. I was training hard next season and the next 4 years, and we have a new chance.
Yeah, Allyson, we have talked a lot about rivalries in track and field, and your rivalry with Elaine is one of the most exciting in the sport at this point. First of all, what do you make of that competitive rivalry and the race in the final?
Yeah, it's a fun rivalry. The 400 is an event that's always a challenge for me, and it's not my favorite, but it's fun when I get to race against her, and I think that we'll have a lot of great races to come. And I think it was a good race in the Olympics, and of course I had hoped for more for myself, but with the year that I had, I was happy to look back and see what I've accomplished.
Good. Any more questions? Otherwise, I would like to thank you for coming to this media talk, for the photo shooting, a special one, where hope we have nice pictures then. And we would like to make one more picture here, and then it might be that there are some radio interviews and TV, very short ones. We continue at 3 o'clock with Kendra Harrison then.